stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't stop. She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell.
Hey, how is everybody doing? Make sure as you guys come in that you hit the like button. Where are y'all watching from? Where are y'all watching from, y'all? It's going to rain again, I guess, in Georgia, because I can hear the thundering. Now, wanted to jump on here quickly because if you guys recall, when I did my video last time, we got St. Louis in the chat. When I did my video last time, I know some of y'all was saying, I can't hear you, but what I was doing is muting it because my phone was ringing, and I don't know why I answered it, because normally I don't answer, but I actually answered because I thought maybe it was my daughter. So that's why I had, muted it. Hey, Alabama, Baltimore, Texas, Charlotte in the chat. So I'm going to jump on here and kind of go over what's going on. So allegedly, what I'm being told is that Simon, which is Porsha's ex-husband, is, I guess, trying to get bloggers to put out fake information. Now, that's what I was told when I was on the phone. And this lady, I had to hang up because I was actually on live. So I ended up calling her back afterwards. And she did give me some information. And I told her, okay, I would, bring this up because I don't know what Simon is doing. As I had spoke to her and said, I haven't talked to Simon. I don't know what he's doing. So I wouldn't be able to say, to confirm what she was saying to be accurate. Now, the last video that I did, I had spoke about the information that I was given with regards to Porsha allegedly having something going on with the president's son. If y'all remember, I said that, somebody had provided me that information. Now, the lady that I was speaking to on the phone, she said that she was a friend of Porsha's, and what she indicated was that the information was not correct. So she said that the guy that the president's son, I don't even remember the man's name at this point. She said the president's son was not the guy that Porsha was with. So what she indicated is that it was his friend, and I'm going to bring up his friend's information. But one of the things that she said, and I'm going to bring up the text messages what she said, and I was kind of like thinking through it because it did not make a lot of sense. So essentially what the girl told me was the president's not the president. I keep saying the president. So this, whoever this guy is that Porsha was allegedly with, she's saying that it wasn't the president's son. It was another guy. Now, this is where it becomes really weird. She said that I guess when Porsha went to Nigeria, she said it was during the time that she was actually with Phaedra. And she stated that they were allowed to use the security, like the president's security, which I'm like, what is really going on? So essentially, what she was saying is that Porsha was not with the president's son, but she was seeing another guy, which I'm trying to understand. Like, girl, this doesn't make any sense because if you let's just give who is the stupid president we have now? Trump. So if you how do you use Trump's security for a whole person that's not part of the, you know what I mean, the security staff? So essentially what she said is when Porsha went down there with Phaedra, she's saying that this is the time, right? But what I was trying to relate to her is the person that I spoke to said that that was not the time. It was another time. So she said that that information was not true, that the last time that Porsha was actually in Nigeria was with Phaedra. And I'm like, girl, I don't know. So essentially, y'all, what she's trying to do, exactly, she's telling me that Porsha was not with the president's son. But the reason that is so crazy is because she texts me so much. I'm going to read it here because it was just too much. And she, she's texting me because she wants to convince me that it wasn't the president's son. I don't know if it's the president's son. That's why I said allegedly. I don't know. But I thought it was real crazy that she was overly texting, overly communicating. And then right before I was doing this video, I mean, she's texting, but I'm not even at this point texting back because it's like, girl, I don't know. So she's texting, and then she's saying, after she told me, so this is another thing she said. She said, Simon is using bloggers. And I said, well, listen, I don't know. Like, I haven't talked to Simon. I can honestly say I haven't talked to Simon. I said, I did speak to somebody. I said, but it wasn't Simon. So she says, Simon is using other people, is pretty much what she said. And I said, I don't know. Like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, if somebody call and give you information, you're not saying, hey, do you know Simon? So I said, I don't know who this person is. Like, I wouldn't be able to tell you. So essentially what she said is, well, Simon, this is what this lady told me. She said Simon called her husband and tried to get information from Porsha. Well, this is the thing. So I said, okay, well, I would definitely mention that on my video because that's all I can do. I don't know. So essentially, right before I'm getting ready to do this video, she says, well, don't use my name and let me get the phone because I was like, girl, is you okay? So then she texts me and say this. Please do not use my likeness to bash Simon or any other party involved. I said, girl, are you okay? You said Simon is using bloggers to put out fake information on Porsha. Now you say that's not true. So I'm just like, is this? So I don't, we're going to go through the text messages, but in all honesty, she was really trying hard to convince me that Porsha was not with the president's son. And I'm like, well, girl, I don't know. That's why I, said that this is what I was told. But she was really, really like adamant of, with saying it was not Porsha. She said Porsha was with a guy. She said it just wasn't him. So I'm going to get into the messages. She said that should tell you. Sure, that wasn't Porsha. I've never talked to Porsha over the phone. I don't think that was Porsha, but I thought that was a very weird interaction because she was adamant. And then at one point, I'm like, who are you? So she gave me her name, and then, she's constantly texting. So, and then I'm like, girl, who are you? Like, do you got a picture? So she sends me a picture, and I'm like, what's your name? And then she didn't want to give me her name. And I'm like, at this point, what is we even talking about? I said, if you're telling me that somebody is putting out fake information about Porsha, I'm trying to ask who you are, because at this point, I don't know who lied. So it was kind of hard for her to, give her information. And then it was so hard to the point, I don't even know if it's the girl's real name. But I just thought it was really crazy that she was adamant just to make one point. She was like, it wasn't the president's son. It wasn't. And it was just, I'm just like, I really don't know who it was. So let's get into the messages, y'all, because I thought it was crazy. I believe Porsha was using a burner phone too. It was, listen, it was so many messages. I mean, I just let her text at this point because I'm like, I don't know what I don't know what to tell you at this point. So it was a lot. I may just have to read it. Let's see if I can share it. But it was a lot. But what I said, the only thing I can do, I said, I'll come on here and tell y'all, because I don't know who she was with. I was told that she was with the president's son. Okay. I said allegedly, because I don't know. And that's generally what we say if we don't know, because that was the information that I was provided. But let me get into the text messages, because she was just on and adamant to text me. Actually, I'm just going to have to read it from my phone, because I was going to try to share my screen. Okay. So this kind of started, actually, y'all, I really want to share my screen. I don't know why. I'm on my MacBook, so I should be able to share my notes here. What is going on? Let me see if I can do it here. But I just thought it was real weird that she was, what are y'all saying? Saying it wasn't his son means there is someone. Why not say she's not messing? Right. That's what I'm saying. It was really weird because the only thing that she denied is that it wasn't that person. So I thought that was really weird. Like, she didn't say that, she wasn't with. In fact, she sent me a picture. Let me see if I can. Okay. So I'm just going to read it, because I was going to try to share my screen. Okay. So the night during the live, if y'all remember, I kept hitting mute. So she says, Porsha has never met the president or his son or anyone even close to the president of Nigeria. Y'all can see I don't know if y'all could even see this, but anywho. So then she says, Porsha went there December 28th and was hosted by, so she said hosted by, and she gives me another guy's name. Now, what she said is Porsha wasn't with the president's son. She was with this guy. Farouk, I think is his name. So she said, Porsha stayed in this other guy's house. She said, in Farouk, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. So she said, not the president's. But the thing that kept standing out to me is she was adamant to say it wasn't the president. It wasn't the president's son. And I'm just like, girl. Then she says, the president's son has nothing to do with Porsha. They have and never will be in contact. She says the guys, she says Farouk, who is the one who picked both Porsha and Phaedra from the airport, and it was Farouk's home that they stayed in the entire time. So if y'all kind of get what she's saying, she's pretty much saying Porsha was not with the president's son. She was with this guy named Farouk, and she's saying, hey, she stayed at this guy's home, Porsha and Phaedra, the entire time. But the crazy part of this is the person who gave me the information, okay? Because I asked, I said, was this during the time that, she went down with Phaedra? Because I remember seeing that on social media. He said it wasn't that time. And that I tried to explain to her. I said, I know it wasn't that time because I did ask. And he said it wasn't that time. But I said, okay, can you tell me about the time? He did not know. Okay, so then she sends a message to Porsha. So she's sending a message to Porsha, I guess, telling Porsha about my video. And then Porsha responds, or I don't even know what this is. It looks like she sends a message to Porsha, is what I can see. Maybe this is an Instagram or something. Yeah, well, yeah, this looks like an Instagram. Can y'all see this? So she sends a message to Porsha. Okay, so she says, yes, it was this time, because I'm telling her, listen, the person who I spoke to did not say it was during the time that she went with Phaedra. She says, yes, it was that time. That is in May. when Tasha K accuses her of being attached to the president. Okay, so whoever this so it, another part of this, because I mentioned to her, I said, well, listen, I don't know if she was messing with the president or not. I said, but the interesting part is, I said, I know Tasha K had did that video, and Tasha K had said, the initials BAT, which is the president's initials. I said, the most interesting part about this is I noticed that Porsha did remove that from that picture. Now, what she indicated is, oh, Porsha removed it because I told her. Now, the lady said her name is Ari. I don't know if her name is really Ari. Again, people can lie. I have no idea who they are. So she said that Porsha actually removed it because she told her. Now, that doesn't make sense? I mean, I'm just like, okay. So she said, because I told her, I said, well, doesn't that seem suspect that right after, Tasha K did the video, now Porsha removes it? I said, that kind of doesn't add up. She said, oh no, she did it because I told her to remove it. She said, I told her to remove it because I felt like if people are going to just make up stuff based on that, then I just told her to remove it. And I was like, okay, whatever. So she sent, can y'all see this picture? Can y'all see this? Can y'all see that? So she sent me this picture, okay? And if y'all can see, this is Porsha and this guy. And if you can look, it's in that car that Simon, got her, that Rolls Royce. Okay. So she said, this is the guy. She says, this is him. Okay. She said, it is not the president's son. So what she's saying is, this guy right here, and this is where it gets weird, that this guy is good friends with the president's son. Okay. So him and the president's son are like good friends. So what she said, now y'all listen to this, because only thing I can do is tell y'all what she said. She said, people confuse this guy with the president's son. She said, that is what's going on. That's what she said. So she said, it is possibly a mistaken identity because he and the president's son look exactly alike. Okay, that's what she said. But the other part of it, y'all, that's so crazy about this part is crazy. This is the president's son's friend, right? But he used their security when Porsha came into Nigeria, allegedly, is what she said. So I was just wondering, like, I mean, I don't know how the presidency goes, but I didn't know that, if I knew Donald Trump, I can just be like, Donald Trump, can I just borrow the security because I got something going on? So she's saying that the security that they had was the president's security. I guess he can just use it. I ain't never heard of that. I don't know. Do y'all know who's been to Nigeria before? I've never been there. I don't know. But essentially, what she said is, this is a mistaken identity. She said it was not the president's son, it was his friend. I'm like, oh, I guess. So let's go down. So she sent me, and I'm going to be honest, she sent pictures. They actually do look alike. They do look alike. I'm going to be honest. They do look alike. But so I'm going to try to share this so y'all can see it on. So this is the president's son, right? This is the president's son, and this is his friend, right? So they do kind of look alike, but I'm going to be honest. The story doesn't make any sense to me because, I mean, I've never been to Nigeria, but I guess if you're friends with somebody, you can just borrow the security, because what she's saying is the security that they had was in fact the security from, the people, the president, his security. I was like listening, okay? So what she's saying is they look just alike and people mix them up, is what she's saying. That's what she said. So this is a video, I guess, of them coming into Nigeria or whatever. Can y'all see that? I'm going to try to share it again. It's kind of hard on here, but this is a video that she sent. Okay, so I'm just reading it, y'all. This is what she said because I said, listen, I can definitely go on there and update and let them know, but I don't know. It just seemed crazy that okay. So she says, she's okay. So what she said, because I told her, listen, I said, I saw a video that, had already been done on Porsha dating the president. I really just did commentary on it. So she said Porsha was going to file a cease and desist. It was me who told her to just take the bat off and ignore. So allegedly, this girl is saying when Tasha K did the video, I mean, Tasha K said allegedly, I believe, she said that Porsha was going to file a cease and desist. And just so y'all know, a cease and desist, I mean, I can file one. It's just whatever. So she said Porsha was going to file it, but she said, just take the bat off. Take the bat initials off. Okay. She said, being I'm a close friend of Porsha, this was in May. That is when the story came out. Okay. So she's saying that it was Farouk. Now, keep in mind, the Farouk is the president's friend. Okay. I shouldn't say friend, not the president's friend. It's the president's son's friend of Nigeria, is what she's saying. So she said it was Farouk who paid for Porsha to come out, not the president's son. So are y'all like reading between the lines? It's like so much energy is given toward this part about, oh no, it wasn't the president's son, it was this guy. I was just listening at this point. She said, it's on your Instagram, ma'am. What is she talking about? It's on your Instagram, ma'am. And 𝐼𝐶 wife sent me your blog since she knows my closest. Okay, listen to this. She says, I'm just going to read this, y'all. It was Farouk who paid for Porsha to come out. It's on your Instagram, ma'am. And 𝐼𝐶 wife sent me your blog since she knows my closeness with both people. So what she's saying is she knows the president's son. She knows whoever this guy is that flew Porsha out, whoever this dude is. And she says somebody sent her my information. I'm just reading what she's saying, okay? She said, how can it not be that time, the only time anyone ever posted about Porsha and the president was in May? So what she's saying is, because if y'all recall, the person that gave me the information, I asked, I said, when was this? He did not know. So, but what he did say, he says, I know she was there in, I think he said December or something. I said, was that the time? He did say no. Now, he did tell me no. I said, well, give me the time frame. He wasn't sure. So what I had explained to her, I said, now, the guy that reached out to me said that it was not the time that she was with Phaedra. But what she's saying is there would have been no other time. So she is telling me that it wasn't the president's son. It was during the time she was with Phaedra, and it was a whole nother dude. That's what she's saying, just so y'all can follow. She says, and it couldn't be another time before. For 3 weeks, she had been filming Traitors in Scotland and doesn't even have a phone. So I was told that Porsha is doing Traitors. Again, she's saying that it happened within this time frame. The person who reached out to me said this happened around the time she filed for divorce. So she's saying that it happened now. And I'm like, no, that's not what they told me. If y'all can follow the story. So and then she says that Porsha is only allowed to speak to producers on their phone. So how can she even speak to anyone in this family when no one has access to her without a producer? So she's simply saying that no, Porsha is doing, she's doing Traitors, but I'm telling her, the person that gave me the information, They didn't say that it was now. They actually said it was, around the time she filed for divorce. But she was like, oh no, that didn't happen. She says, yes, I know the dates for Christmas because I'm the one who set Christmas up for the girls. So she shows me a text message saying, what does it says? It says Dubai. I guess she's asking them, do they want to go to Dubai? And they say Ghana. So it's just a bunch of messages. She's asking them if they want to go to Ghana. But I think, and I don't know, it just seemed crazy to me because I'm telling her, listen, I said, I know for sure. Well, I don't know for sure, but again, when I asked the person, they said it wasn't during that time, but she kept saying, nope, it would have been that time. That could have been the only time. Now she starts to say this. She said, go Google trader. And certainly you know how the cast can't be on the phone, can't have contact with outside. With she said they can't, excuse me, they can't have contact with the outside. And I'm just like, I'm confused as to what she's talking about because I would have no knowledge of whoever Porsha talked to when she talked to him. I simply said the information that I had said that she had messed around with the president's son. So now she goes on to say this. Now, the president's son name is say SEYI, right? So listen to this part. She says, not to mention, I'm just going to say the president's son because trying to remember these names. She says, not to mention the president's son has been in London with his wife and kids since the first week of June for his daughter's birthday and now his son's birthday. So keep in mind, she keeps saying that now. I told her the person that gave me the information, they never said that it happened now. They said it was around the time she filed for divorce. So at this point, y'all, she just texted. I'm not really responding because I don't know what to tell her. So she says, so how exactly could she be in Nigeria having fun with him when he is in London with friends and family? At least get the right men and right dates right if you want to post. I said, now at this point, I responded, I said, huh? I didn't provide any dates. My sources confirmed this information. What does any of what you're saying have to do with traders? Because I'm like, what is she talking about? Like, she's starting to mention traders. And I'm like, I don't know nothing about this lady's schedule. I don't know nothing about no traders. My information said she was allegedly with the president's son and he gave her money. That's the only information I was told. I asked for dates. He did not know. So I didn't understand why she got on this tangent about traders. I'm like, girl, I don't know. She says, hello. I also want, now keep in mind, all of what y'all just heard, that was one day. Now we've gone into another day. And this is why I keep telling y'all, she was like really adamant, right? So now another day, I haven't said anything to this person. She texts me again. Okay. She says, hello. I also wanted to furthermore say that the president's son doesn't party or do drugs. He actually stays off the radar. Now, Farouk, which is the other man she said Porsha was with, that's a different story. Now, do y'all see how it's like, oh, it wasn't the president's son, it was this guy. And I'm just like, okay. And then this is a whole nother day. And then I say, well, do you know? Do you know the president's son personally? She says, yes, I know both personally. So she says, I know the president's son and I know the guy that she was actually with. I know them both personally and closely, which is why I'm shocked that this is coming out, or who could say something like that besides, can y'all see that? Simon. I'm like, I didn't talk to Simon. So for some reason, they think that Simon is sending people to, I don't know, make up stuff. I don't know. But this is always my take when I start like this doing this blog and stuff. When people become overly obsessed, it seems to be some truth to it because people really don't care about lies. They really don't. It's when they become overly obsessed. So I was just getting from her, like, girl, are you okay? Right. So she says that who else could say something like this besides Simon? Well, I told her, I don't know. I have never talked to Simon. I could not tell you. That's why the title says, is Simon using the bloggers to make up stuff on Porsha? Because listen to this. She says, I would now remember I said in my video, I said the information that I received said that Porsha got money to party with the president's son. Remember I said that? I said allegedly because I don't know what if these people is lying or what, but that is the information that I was told. I've never talked to Simon, okay? And I told her this. Now, listen to what she says. And I also said that the information that I received said that Porsha flew private. I told y'all that, right? She said, I was on the private jet that she was on when we left Largos to whoever the hell this word is, I can't pronounce, Abja, whatever, to see with Farouk or the president's son. Now, y'all see how that part came full circle. Remember, I said I was told she was on a private jet. Well, according to this text message, she was on a private jet. It just wasn't for the president's son. Y'all catching that? She was on a private jet. She just wasn't on there with the president's son, allegedly. Mm. So I guess that part was right. Based on the text messages, what she's indicating is sounds right. It just wasn't the president's son. And that was a little bit crazy that she was adamant. I'm just trying to like, girl. She says he does have 3 children, but not all from his wife. I think she's talking about the president's son. Again, I am aware that Simon has been contacting blogs to give stories based off things he heard. I don't know. I don't know. I like I said, I don't know. I haven't talked to Simon. So she sent me. So it looks like, okay. So she sent me some text messages, and this is where I was just like, again, guys, a lot of this I did not read. I said I would just come on here and read it because for some reason she was really adamant about not saying that it was the president's son. And I don't know who it was. That's why I said allegedly. Okay. So she sent me these text messages. Okay. And I wish I can share my screen. I just can't figure it out. So in these text messages, you have Farouk. I cannot pronounce these people's names. And in this, so I'm gonna read it. It says, hey, yes, the visa is taken care of. We just need your help. Sort the sort out all the protocol. Escort from the plane and car service and security. Will you be having flowers there for my arrival? So Farouk says, and this looks like is Porsha on here. Some people I don't understand. This is like a probably a chat message or something here. And Porsha says, yes, the visa is taken care of. We just need you to help. She says, sort out all the protocols. They want to escort from the plane, car service, and security. And then Porsha asked him, will you be there having flowers when I arrive? Now, keep in mind, this is a message trail involving that guy. So again, she wants to say that it has nothing to do with the president's son. These are the text messages simply from Porsha, a few other people to this guy Farouk. But I don't know. Okay. So here's a bunch of more text messages. And one of the things with regards to this text message, it goes back to Well, actually, I really can't. Okay. So, okay. And looking at this, some of the dates are on here. Okay. She says, we supposed to come back before March, so I will load up on items to bring. You usually I bring meds, vitamins, and anything else to boost your immune. Good morning, Farouk. How far are I don't know what the hell that means, so I'm just gonna skip it. So Farouk says, "Good morning. How far?" Oh my gosh, some of these people. Oh my god, I'm gonna skip that. I can't read it. Okay, so this is just a bunch of messages. When is the wedding? I want to dress up. Farouk, I told Porsha I have to be a bridemaid. What does this mean? Next, show a real Nigerian prince from Porsha. I don't know what these messages are supposed to mean. So I responded back to her. I said, I have never spoken to Simon personally. I can say this. The person who contacted me asked me, was I the blogger in court? He also stated he's from Nigeria and said he was familiar with the videos about the president. He said he was in touch with some people that knows that it was the president's son. Now, if the president's son is friends with this other guy, maybe they confused it. But the removal from her Instagram, removing the bat seems odd because now I'm telling her, hey, look, I ain't talked to Simon. You know, something seems crazy, but I didn't talk to him. So listen to this. She says Simon sends other people to contact. As I'm aware, he has been in contact with my man to get info on Porsha from me. This is what this person is telling me. Somebody says Simon is in the Middle East minding his business, right? She says, well, when people aren't there, they can get it mixed up. So she's basically saying this guy, Porsha was with a guy, it just wasn't the president's son. This is what she continues to say. She said, his name is Farouk. They are saying, what? She said, if it's Farouk, they are saying is into the wild. Okay. She says, well, people aren't there. They can get it mixed up. So she's kind of saying they look alike. If people don't, if you're not there, you will think that the president's son is this guy. But in fact, it's not because you will get them mixed up. She said, if they are saying that he is into the wildlife, she said, then absolutely they're talking about Farouk because this guy is the, type of guy that fly the girls out is what she's saying. She said it's not the president's son. Right, right, right. She said to be very honest, to be very what do you want? Just give me a second. Okay, guys. She says to be very honest, despite people wanting to connect them, the president, so I'm just going to say the president's son. She said the president's son told me specifically back then that he wanted nothing to do with her, meaning Porsha, and to not bring her around, which I agreed out of respect for what he has done for the people in Lagos, especially giving young people a chance, a change. Do I need to read that shit again? Hello, do I need to read that again? So she said that the president's son said specifically, don't bring Porsha around here. Girl, girl, girl. Hmm. So you telling me that he said specifically don't bring her around? So wait a minute. So she's with his friend. That's his boy, right? And he said, don't bring her around here. What? Do that make sense to y'all? Why would he say that? Exactly. So, do y'all understand where this is just it don't make any sense? What man is going to tell his friend, don't bring her around here. Don't bring her around here. That doesn't make a lot of sense, because why would he care? But the fact that the emphasis is strongly being put on that, it kind of makes me think, okay, then that video with those people told me, it probably was true, because you saying that he said, don't bring her around. Yeah, this is not something that men say. Like they just don't. This is exactly what we think that is. And why would Porsha be running with a friend? Well, here's the deal. Listen, a man can be a good husband, okay? He don't have to be a cheater, but he ain't gonna say, don't bring her around. He just not gonna be around. Like if he doesn't want to be around it, he's just not gonna be around it. But he said, listen to this. To be very honest, despite people wanting to connect them. So she said, listen, people want to connect Porsha with this man. But she said, despite that, he already said, do not bring her around. Porsha ain't ugly. She got a big old booty, honey. She cute. You said the man said don't bring her around? Yeah. I don't believe that. I'm just saying I don't believe that, because that's just not a typical thing that a man would say. Okay? I'm going to be honest, you can be ugly and have a big booty and they want you to come around. So I was like, do y'all understand how she is really wanting to strongly say that it ain't him, but it's just like so much emphasis is being put in this, is just really, listen to this. Then she says, he won't even, well, she says his name, but I'm just going to say the president's son won't even allow us to smoke hookah around him when we all go out. When we all go out. And I have seen girls throw themselves at him. He will pay someone to stay away from him without ever meeting them. Hmm. She said when they go out, now I don't know who she's referring to, because she said she personally knows him. So maybe she's speaking of herself and maybe some other friends, because of course he said, don't bring Porsha around, right? Don't bring Porsha around. She said that he doesn't allow them to smoke hookah around him. When we all go out, she said when there are girls that's trying to throw themselves at him, he will pay someone to stay away from him without ever meeting them? Girl, what? Girl, this is sounding like you trying to do a cover up, because let me tell you something. I don't care what man you are or who you are. Um, Men usually, if a woman is throwing themselves at him, he gonna catch it. Like, thank you. I don't. Yeah, this don't make sense. Then she says, again, the bat came down when I personally told Porsha that if people are reaching for a story based off a dress from a year ago that my friend, I can't even pronounce this person's name, Mudup, designed and gave for free, then just take it down. She says, Tinubu is the most powerful president in Africa. So it was best for Porsha to take it down instead of keeping anything going that is a lie. What y'all thinking? Exactly. Sonic, exactly. Because it's just like, again, I didn't read it because I'm not a texter. I'll text a little bit, but if you text, I'm gonna just let you text and I'll read it later. But now that I'm reading this shit, I'm like, girl, what? What are you saying? Now listen to this. Again, she's talking about the president's son. She's saying the story is completely false. Down from Diddy-like parties, it's just not true. She said, would kindly appreciate. So listen to this. She's asking. She said she would kindly appreciate if the president's son, if his name nor his likeness on your video, I think she's saying if I can remove it, I believe is what she's saying. She probably was texting too fast. Now, also, let me let y'all also know, I've just read to y'all 2 days of messages. Now, the third day, which was today, she starts texting me again. I'm not really saying anything. I mean, she's literally having a conversation. I'm just reading it like, oh, okay. So today, we on day 3, because keep in mind, the first day I did the video, she was texting me, then the next day, and now today, okay? She said, would kindly appreciate, basically she's saying kind of, maybe take his name off the video. As again, with family being the most, she said, I'm sorry. She said, with his family being the most powerful in Africa, we all respect his family, and there is no truth to the statement said, whether it is alleged or not. So she said, listen, can you take his name down off the video? She said, this is a man who is taking care of cities all over Africa with water, food, and education. And because Porsha was with his friend, he is not involved. So she said, listen, this man is doing a lot of things, I guess. And she says, Porsha was with his friend. And because she was with his friend, he shouldn't be involved. Okay. What y'all saying? Okay. So at this point, I'm like, here we go again. So at this point, I'm like, can you send me your Instagram? Because I'm like, I feel like I'm having this long conversation with, I don't even know who the hell I'm talking to, right? So she says, why is that needed? Because you keep texting me. Okay. So she says, why is that needed? And I said, why are you texting me? I have no idea who you are. She says bloggers often receive messages and conversations from people they don't know. And this is what I said. That seems to be the issue here. You said Simon was using bloggers to spread fake stories. Is this another one? People are lying, it seems, or not? Because I'm like, yeah, people do tell bloggers stuff, but you said that the information that I said wasn't true. So now I don't know who the hell is lying. Okay. So I'm like, who are you? And she's like, well, why? So she says, I don't need to spread fake stories. I don't know who to spread the fake stories, because you done text me for a matter of 3 days to constantly tell me that this is not him. It's him. It's him. Like, girl, you have given me a whole dissertation of this man and telling me how great he is, how he's married, how he's taking care of this and that. And none of it matters. Like, none of it. So she says, I don't need to spread fake stories. Okay. So she did send me her Instagram. I mean, it don't matter at this point. She says, I have shown you pictures and screenshot of anything discussed. I says, are you friends with Porsha? She says, what would be fake? The story is not about Simon. Yes, not about Simon, but you did say that Simon called your man to try to get information from Porsha. So to get information on Porsha. So why it's not about Simon, it kind of led to be about him, because you were trying to tell me that he was telling bloggers stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what he's telling the bloggers. I've never talked to him. So she says, this is not about Simon. It is about, in fact, how the president's name should not be involved in false allegation of drugs and Diddy behavior. She said, I know both parties discussed. So she says she knows both the president's son and she know the guy that she was actually with. Okay. She said, and I can say firsthand that there was not any meeting and that even people close to all parties know that Farouk was mistaken for the president's son on multiple occasions. Well, maybe he was mistaken because how does a person who is not in the presidency get to use the presidency's security? Okay, make it make sense. I don't know. So she says, and I actually called to explain all this rather than text, just as I'm sure the person who called from Nigeria. So she's talking about the other person who, girl. She says, and I know that person doesn't know either party and can't give you one real receipt. I mean, I guess she gave me a receipt, y'all. What y'all saying in the chat? Right. It's a lot. It's a lot. She says, I know both parties as well as Farouk, and I can solely confirm that the president's son and Porsha has never met or even spoken. However, I'm aware that a lot of people that basically she's saying that they got mixed up. Now, keep in mind, she says Porsha has never met the president's son. However, she was able to use the president's security. Do that make sense to y'all? So although she never met him, somehow they let her use their security detail for the friend, okay? Who been to Nigeria? Y'all got to let me know something. Do that make any sense? Okay, they didn't meet her. Okay, she's never met him. But the security that they pay for, they allowed to go pick up some woman at the airport. Okay. This don't make sense. She says the first one we stayed out of the okay, the first one we stayed out of and handled quietly behind the scenes, being that no truth was to it. I have no idea what she's talking about. But this one that describes a man and Diddy and drugs, which is a terrible lie to be spread and won't find such blasphemy anywhere but from what you allege. That when I stepped in, that when I that when I stepped in, she says, I'm a nurse practitioner and work with our Atlanta mayor and other politicians. And I know this is false to say about people I'm close with. Accusations of hooking up are for less concerning than accusing someone of Diddy behavior, especially when neither story is true. I don't know about you, but I know myself and the president's son. She says he has teenage kids. I don't care to be in any blog. However, setting the record straight when it comes to rumors that are a flat out lie regarding people I'm connected with, especially drugs, that these people do not do, nor is their Diddy behavior, and certainly lies about paying Porsha, which I can be quoted a inside source, rather it's past, present, or future. The president's son definitely wouldn't meet her, and she in turn didn't have interest in Farouk friend. Did y'all catch that? So basically what she's saying is Porsha didn't want to meet the president's son either. What y'all think? So she says Porsha didn't want to meet the president's son. So this is a long, this is too long. So then right before I was, doing the video, I happened to look at my phone again. The battery had died. And listen to this. She says, ma'am, I did not contact you exposing Simon. Did I not just read to y'all where she said Simon was contacting the blogs? She says, ma'am, I did not contact you exposing Simon. I contacted you explaining to you that the story about Porsha and the president is false. If my message or image is being used to bash Simon, that should not be happening. The whole point was showing you who Porsha was with and the mix up between the president's son and the guy that she was actually with. I believe I made it clear that I'm a medical professional heavily involved in local serious politics, not blogs. Due to the defamation of my friends, I reached out to you. I just got a question for y'all. Porsha is a friend. Okay, so do y'all go reaching out to people on the behalf of y'all friends, or do y'all live y'all life and mind the business that pays y'all? So she says, I believe I made it clear I'm a medical professional heavily involved in local serious politics, not blogs. Due to the defamation of my friends, I reached out to you. What? Hmm? Okay, girl. She says, please do not use my likeness to bash Simon or any other party involved. What do y'all think about this? Like, I want to know what y'all think because I don't know what the fuck this girl was talking about. Well, I do know what she was talking about. And then I sent her this last message because at this point, I said, girl, are you okay? You said Simon is using bloggers to put out fake information on Porsha. Now you say that's not true? What did y'all get from this long ass text message chain? What I got from it is that the information with regards to the president's son, they want to dispel that right away. But what she did do, which I thought was really crazy, because generally people will say, oh, the story is not true. She said that it wasn't the president's son, it was somebody else, is what she said. So it seemed like she was very concerned that it was alleged that it was the president's son. So she was like, no, it's not the president's son. She sent me pictures. She sent me screenshots. She's like, look, it is not the president's son. It's this dude. And in all honesty, y'all, that was the part that made me think like something ain't adding up here, because generally people, if they say something is a lie or is not true, they'll leave it at that. But the simple fact that she was telling me who it was, and she must have said so many times that it is not the president's son, which was making me think that it is the president's son, because it seemed like the goal of the text message was to convince me. But when you start doing this blogging stuff, you got to find overwhelming evidence. Overwhelming evidence is like court documents. You sending me pictures saying that this is the man. I don't know who it is. Like, I feel like you're putting a lot of emphasis in something that you say is not true, which is making me wonder, why are you putting so much emphasis in something that you say is completely not true? Then you tell me Simon is I got this on text message. You said Simon is reaching out to bloggers. And I said, well, okay, well, if he's reaching out to bloggers, I can say I've never talked to him. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't talk to him. But then you say, send me another message and say, well, I didn't bash Simon. Or I'm just like, girl, are you okay? I said, you said that Simon is reaching out to bloggers. Like, you could not think that you're just going to reach out to me and just tell me a bunch of stuff and think I'm just going to believe it, because I don't know. You seem like you are just trying to say that it wasn't Porsha, and maybe it was, because I still don't understand Oh, and thank you for becoming a member, Libria Rose. Um, so the more she continued to try to convince me that it wasn't Porsha, I was more convinced that it was. Because for one, I don't understand, and I've never been to Nigeria. That's why I'm like, look, if y'all know something, let me know. How can the president's security go and secure the well-being of the president's son's friend? Okay. I ain't never heard of that. Okay. But I don't live in Nigeria, never been. Okay. So what I'm being told is Porsha was not with the president, according to this lady, the president's son. Porsha was with his friend. Now, the friend looked just like him. And guess what? The friend used his security. Oh, and it was a private jet, by the way. What? She should have not even text, because I'm just like, girl, what are you saying? Like, this makes no sense. What y'all saying? Yeah, it's just this. It just didn't make sense. Porsha is the friend. I watched Michelle Brown lives concerning Simon. He talks to her via the. Porsha is the friend. What you mean when you say Porsha is the friend? Well, if you're saying about this text message, oh, I know that because that's what she said. Boggs girl. An attempt to distract from facts. That's what I was getting, because it was giving too many different things. It was giving too many different things. I mean, it seems like the whole purpose of, well, let me just, show her she was with this person so that she would believe it wasn't the president's son. But what she fails to realize is, you showing me pictures of another guy doesn't mean anything. I mean, I know guys, well, not right now, but when you're a cheater, so let me tell y'all what cheaters do. Cheaters are really crafty. Let me just explain y'all. I remember being very young, very young. And I remember we were hanging out with these guys. We were chilling. They had a big, it was like a van, and it was just well, I'll never forget. A lady walks in, like we all in the van chilling. Like, we found out years later, the lady that came in was one of the dude's girlfriends, right? But men are so slick in the way that they be lying. When the girl came in, we're not really paying attention. We're just, everybody's just having a good time. And then later they was like, oh, that's the cousin. We found out years later that was actually his girlfriend. So the fact that she's saying that he was, Porsha was with this dude, that don't mean that she couldn't have been with the president's son, because if a guy is married, he wants you to be seen with the girl that he's supposed to be with, because you are going to hide it for him. You know what I mean? That is how it's supposed to look. So the fact that she was sending pictures and stuff, I'm just like, this doesn't really prove anything. I don't know for sure if she was with the president's son or not, but the fact that she continued to say, and it just was like, it was given like, is this true? And you're just really trying to convince that it wasn't, because now I'm just like, okay, was it? That is Lauren confusing you. Porsha has no contact with President Space. President Space. What y'all saying? She has to roll with friend in Publix. Exactly. You feel me, Asha? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, if a man is married, of course, men are smart. Of course. If she was with the president's son, why would he be with her? That don't make sense. Simon did say after marriage, Porsha realized Simon did not have as much money as many Nigerian men. That's a fact. I'm Nigerian. I told my husband as well to watch out. The marriage wasn't going to last. So I just wanted to read y'all that, because I'm just like, she's talking to an OG. Girl, you can't fool me if you stayed up all motherfucking night. So all of these text messages, and she was like, I'm giving you receipts. I'm like, girl, I don't see the receipts. I mean, So one thing you can't tell me is how great a man is and then force me to think that he won't cheat. That don't mean shit. I mean, I'm not saying that the guy is a cheater. I don't know him, but you telling me of all the great things that a man is doing for his community and for Africa means nothing. What does that mean? It don't mean nothing. I mean, people do cheat. All men don't cheat, all women don't cheat. But the fact that you're giving me somebody's accolades and telling me all of these great things about them, that's good. But I don't know them, and I have no idea as to if they did it or not. That's why I say allegedly, right? So I don't know. Yeah, it was something that the whole text chain was very weird. It was very weird. That lady is creating stories to play mind games. That could be me. Somebody said that could be me. What y'all saying in the chat? Somebody said oldest trick in the book. It just means he loves his country and women too. Right. It's just like I listen, just because a person is, I mean, and I was just like, oof, this is too much. It's not making sense, Keisha. It ain't making sense. What you got to say? President and his son cannot openly hang out with prostitutes without being exposed. These people move with tight security. Well, you know what? Diddy did a lot. I mean, you think so? Okay. So if you had a job to do, because we see this a lot, people have jobs to do. They ain't telling, honey. They gonna do their job and take their tail home and get their check. We see it all the time. Not saying that it's happening because I don't know. I'm not there, but people don't tell. People, they do their jobs and they go home and mind the business that pays them. People do their jobs, they go home, and that's that. Exactly. And let me see if I can find the guy that she's talking about because I think I recall who she's talking about. But again, I just, spoke about the information that I received. Shit, I wasn't there. I don't know who the hell she was with. But it was a little bit crazy that she was reluctant to make me believe something that I don't really give a damn about. I simply was just relaying information that I was told. I don't know one way or another. But she wants me to know that that was not the president's son who she was with. And in fact, she said, Porsha don't want to meet the president's son. Now, one thing I've learned about Porsha from watching, she does like to find the biggest bag that she can find. Now, honey, if she can get a president of his son, you couldn't tell me that she wasn't going to take him. So I don't know what she meant when she said Porsha said she didn't want to meet him, which is kind of odd because if Porsha is with his friend, why would she need to meet him? So I'm just listening. And then she says, the president's son said, keep her away. Don't bring her around, which is very odd for a friend to say about another friend's, somebody that they're hosting. It just didn't make a lot of sense. And also, being that they are using his security, it just didn't make a whole lot of sense. But that's what she said. I'm trying to find the picture because, like I said, I know I had saw something on social media, but that's not what I was referring to. I wasn't referring to that. Somebody had actually reached out to me, but she said that that wasn't true. So let me see if I can find a picture, child. Let me see if I can find it. Because the person that, like I said, reached out to me they did not say it was that time. But I don't even see if I can see it on her page. I don't see it. Ooh, child, I can't find it. Or maybe she took it off. I can't find it. But I wish I knew how to share my screen so I can show y'all the messages. I literally just read them. Porsha has scandalized her own name because of her behavior. She has gone international. She's becoming embarrassing. Let me see. I want to share my screen. Let me see if I can do it. I got this MacBook, and I promise you, I have to run out to the Mac store a lot of times because I don't be knowing how to share stuff, especially my damn text messages. But I don't know, y'all. It just seemed the whole message exchange just seemed very weird. Extremely, extremely weird. What y'all got going on tonight? What y'all saying in the chat? Right, Asha. So when she said, "Oh, Porsha didn't want to meet the president and he didn't want to meet her," it's something. I'm just like, what? Yeah, girl, I don't believe you. You new to their divorce? I'm Nigerian. Let me help you out. We know the celebrity girls what they're doing. Right. So some of the stuff she was saying, I was really side eyeing, especially when she said that. Right. Right. So, you know what I mean? You trying to convince me, girl. I'm just like, I don't know. But wasn't really adding up. Porsha has a history of messing with taken men. Remember the entanglement to Mala Jones. Who are you speaking about, Nina? Oh, Phaedra. And see that one of the things though, and that's what I was trying to relay is the person that provided me the information, he did not say a specific time, but he did say this because I was like, well, can you pinpoint it? Trying to get him to narrow down the dates. He said that it was around the time she filed for divorce. So that wouldn't have been 2025. That was, when did she file for divorce? Wasn't it in like 2024, like the beginning? But what this girl was saying, oh, absolutely. She wasn't there then. So I'm just like, girl, look, I don't know. You said that lady is lying, in my opinion. I it just, I mean, a lot of times when people are talking, they're talking, you don't really analyze what you're saying. But what tends to happen is you send stuff to people and now they can read through it and you can see inconsistencies in what people are saying. Right. Right. It's probably the president's son, wife writing you to convince you that that's not her husband. That is funny. What? You said somebody said, I'm surprised Portia ain't get her clammy little things into Shamia. Oh boy. I don't know. Somebody said I don't watch Tisa. I know she be talking about the Diddy stuff now, a lot of that. But yeah, y'all, I just want to tell y'all, I'm just like, oof, baby, that was 3 days of text. That was the day of, like when I was doing the video. Then she had texted me all of that stuff. Then the next day, you texted me again. Now, this is not me reaching out, saying anything to her. She's literally texting the next day. Then again, today, you just start texting. So it just seemed weird. Like, who's doing all of that? Like, what? What are you doing here? So just seemed very weird. What y'all saying in the chat? What? Cover things accurately. What is y'all saying in the chat? And we follow Simon. Y'all funny. I'm gonna put this up here. Sonic, you are funny. You said Sonic is not a Porsche fan. So yeah, so I mean, the person that I was talking to, she did say, that she was a friend of Portia, but I have friends too. I just got my own life. I don't have time to be texting for you. So she did indicate, that she knew all three people, but I still didn't understand, why she was going so hard and why, she was just overly wanting to really convince me, because for some reason people really think we really care. We really don't. We just, report the stuff that whatever it is. And that's pretty much it. So, I mean, I really don't care either way, but I know I'm not stupid. And I felt like she wanted to really convince me of something that you really couldn't convince me, because you didn't really show me anything. Now, I get where she said they look alike. I get that part. But it was just too much emphasis given on it's not him, it's not him, it's not him. He's a good man. He does this. He don't like her. He said don't bring her around. And I'm just like, I mean, he said don't bring her around, but yet allowed his security detail to be, yeah, make it make sense. I mean, let me know when I come to Nigeria how I can sign up for that type of service. Like Porsha, but she never said that nonsense. Neither did Simon. These messages are all fabricated. What you mean when you say what are you saying, Sonics? You said I don't even like Porsha, but she never said that nonsense. Neither did Simon. These messages are all fabricated. I'm just here to support the channel. What you mean when you say they're fabricated? Yeah, girl, you show, you can leave, because I don't know what you're talking about. And this is my thing, and this is, y'all probably see me like sometime in the chat and I be like cussing people out, because this is what I don't understand. And I be thinking that people got some kind of like mental problem, because I don't follow people that I don't, you know what I mean? Like if I don't like your stuff, like it's a few YouTubers, or no, I shouldn't say it. It's a lot of YouTubers. I'm not saying that they're not good. I just don't relate to them a lot. You know how some people, their delivery is not how you like it, so you really don't watch it because you don't like their delivery. So I'm not saying that they're bad. So some people I just, I don't watch, but then others I can watch. So I never understand how people watch people videos and then be putting stuff in the chat. I be thinking like something wrong with them, because I'm like, why are you here? You know what I mean? So I I mean, you got to go where, to the people you support. That's what you got to do. Now we all know this story. This story, trust me, Porsha is not going to Nigeria anytime soon. She fumbled her bag. That would be something if Porsha goes over there and get arrested. Then how she gonna get herself out of that? They might set her up like Simon did. She better stay away from over there. Stay away, cha, cha, cha. Mm. I don't know. What y'all saying in the chat? If any girl has dated a rich Nigerian and been over there, then they will know security is standard. Okay. Atlanta premiere. Yeah, I don't know. I've said I've never been. If any girl has dated a rich Nigerian, and so let me kind of clear up some of that. So with regards to this situation, she said that Porsha used their security. So it wasn't that the security is standard. What I was told is that she used the security of the presidency, which was a little bit odd to me, because I'm like, well, why would so that wasn't what was said. Whether it's standard or not, it seemed like you would just have standard. Then why are you using security of a whole nother organization? Somebody said they're gonna put a word on Porsha. Porsha, I know that you've been here. Porsha, I know that you're in here, but you know that you're so how my wait a minute. Porsha, I know that you're in here, but you know that you're so how mine days and the real. I don't okay, Juanita girl. What y'all saying in the chat? Somebody else said something. It's on thing sign for. Somebody said because not Sonic said because somebody thinks I'm Porsha. No, I don't think you're Porsha. I don't think you're Porsha. She's still filming Trader, so I doubt it, Bonita. Yeah, and I'm glad y'all brought that up. That is so this is what the lady kept saying, and trying to get her to understand. Nobody told me that it just happened within the last few weeks. He said that it happened around the time she filed for divorce. So that's what, at some point I'm just like, girl, just keep talking because I'm over it. Okay, that's why I was saying if I was her, I wouldn't go to Nigeria anytime soon. It's getting sticky. Y'all hilarious. Somebody like, no, you are Porsha. 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 We got Porsha in here. Y'all funny. They said we got Porsha in the chat. We got Porsha. Are y'all hitting the like button? Make sure y'all hit the like button. See, I'm being told on Porsha. Yeah, yes, Sonic girl. They talking about it's you. They said it's you, Sonic. It's you. It's you, girl. Very sticky. Someone is going to end up hurt. And I say that because I know how Nigerians and Ghana. Well, girl, I don't know. But one of the things that, well, I won't say one of the things, and the thing that's a little bit odd is the only thing she continued to say was that it wasn't him, but it was this other guy. So it's just like, hey, don't say it's the president's son. It was the friend. They look just alike. And I'm just like, yeah, I see Porsha wanting to go for the son or the president. I don't know about the friend, but I guess. And also, she did send me pictures of Porsha and this guy. And if I remember correctly, I did see that picture on social media. But here's the deal. I don't see Porsha going public with anybody to make it known. So I feel like the friend probably wasn't the one that she was with, but of course you would take a picture with that person because that's not the person that you're actually with. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Oh, so not KimZolciak's Party City wigs. Y'all crazy. Not Party City wigs. Always thought something been off about Simon. Tell me more. Tell me more, KimZolciak's Party City wigs. No, you didn't. Right, Destiny. Now you say so. This is what I do know. I do know whoever that was that texted me, they definitely know Porsha. They definitely know Porsha because they sent me text messages. She sent me screenshot of text messages between Porsha. You can, some things you can't fake, right? So the text messages that they sent, Portia's name was on there. You got that guy, Farouk's name was on there, but there was nothing on there, obviously, with the president's son. So I think, that was one of the reasons why she sent it because it clearly shows that there is nothing, president's son's name is not nowhere on there. So I know that it has to be somewhere, somebody closely related to Porsha because they are real, messages. So, and they're talking about the trip, but I don't know what that proves. Obviously, if you got to Nigeria, you had to get there by, planning the trip. So I don't know what that proves, but it is definitely somebody that is, linked to Porsha. Y'all think it's Lauren. Lauren is Porsha's henchman. And the girl, the lady, I talked to her on the phone. So she said her name was Ari, but again, I don't know who these people are. They can tell you anything. I don't know. So, somebody can say that they're this person and then they can send you, somebody else's Instagram. You don't really know who the hell you're talking to, but I feel like, it has to be, somebody that knows Porsha because she did have text messages and she kept going on to say, Porsha was doing traders. And I'm like, girl, this don't got nothing to do with now. This was something that they said allegedly happened before. I remember pictures of her and a man that he got a crazy neck. I'm gonna see if I can. I wish I can share my screen with y'all, but let me just. The guy too, which was so crazy. He was in the car, so I was a little bit confused about that because why would he be in Portia's car? Because y'all see this? This is her car, isn't it? Wouldn't this be her car? The car that Simon got her? And then I guess this is them arriving or something. Y'all see that? So she sent me this. So yeah, I was a little bit confused by some of the pictures because it looked like this was the car that Simon got her. It maybe it's another car, but it did look like that. I think Farouk is the president's son using a different baby. Okay, listen, it is something going on that ain't, because it was just too much emphasis given to me. Like this, it ain't him, it ain't him, it ain't him, it ain't him. Something ain't. Oh, she still got the Rolls Royce. I believe so. But this keep in mind this picture is old, so this would have been from I would say maybe March. Sonics, we are not about to argue about nonsense. Porsha was out there with Paige and messing with the rest of the son of her root. That's it. All right. I may have to figure out y'all how to share my screen and put this in the chat or something or make a whole nother video because I really want to show y'all the video. I can only like show it this way because I promise you I don't know how to share my text messages. Y'all, it's probably Dennis. I promise you that ain't Dennis. Dennis ain't that dark. And this guy has facial hair. It's definitely not Dennis. He's definitely not. Did you say Dennis? That don't look like Dennis. He don't look nothing like Dennis. Yeah, that's not Dennis. You know what though? The this is so weird because they actually look. So if you look at Farouk, right? This is Farouk. He kind of favors this guy, but I just feel like it's oh, come on, screen. He kind of favors him, but I just feel like it's something else to this. It's something else to this, okay? It's something that we missing because the energy to try to say it ain't him, it ain't him, it ain't him, it's just giving something else. See how Porsha orchestrated the child support thing. Porsha orchestrated this whole thing. Oh, okay. You say the child support thing. So I know with the child support thing, y'all. So what I got from that is she actually reached out to Simon's mother, son's mother, and made it seem like the girl reached out to her, right? So when you say she orchestrated this whole thing, how so? Thank you, Destiny. How so, Sonic? When you say she orchestrated this whole thing, I want to know. Somebody said put Angela Oakley on the case. Right. Angela, okay, put Angela Oakley on the case. Okay, Sonic, if you can just let me know what you mean in the chat. I'm just trying to understand what you're saying. Thank you, Kay. I mean, Destiny, I'm so sorry. Welcome, Destiny. Jalen, is that you? Yeah. Okay. Nina, I also say Phaedra and Porsha is not coming up, but well, Sonic, I don't think that the president would be in a nightclub or his son. So why would they be in a club? I don't think they would be in a club. That's probably not gonna happen. I mean, it would be common sense if it was a situation where she was down there to see the president. Hey, you take her out. Y'all have some fun. Why would the president well, I mean, from what I was told, that the president's son do, get down like that. But allegedly, I gotta say allegedly, but I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. But in all honesty, the thing that is a little bit weird is it's the president's security. So his security was allowed to accompany his friend and a woman that he's hosting. I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. What y'all saying? She only paid some of her. Okay, and also too, with regards to the child support too, I know what y'all was saying. It took me a minute to get it because I'm like, she paid it, didn't she? Y'all, some of y'all was saying she didn't pay at all because y'all saying, okay, Simon was in jail for a few months and she only paid the 2,500. But I'm still waiting for girl bye. Sign it, girl. Get out of here because I don't got time for you, girl. You gotta go. She can go. She gone. Like, girl, bye. Let me tell y'all something. Go where y'all go. Please don't come over here with y'all bitter woman syndrome. Go over there to that lady with that. We ain't bitter over here. We love people. We like people. We like our life. Go over there. So you are gone, girl. Signing girl. Go over there. Bye. Go on over there with that bitter woman syndrome. We ain't doing that over here. Goodbye. Have a nice life. Whew. Child, them people be bitter. Go over there. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Bitter, bitter. Ooh, they what they be talking about? Like, girl, get out of here. Go over there with smelly crotch. Girl, who cares? On over there. You must smell too. Get the hell up out of here. Both of y'all wash y'all kitty cats. Get the hell up out of here. See, I be trying to be nice and these folks be trying me. Like, girl, get out of here. Go on over there with smelly coochie. Michelle. I don't give a damn. The hell up out of here. Just got out and he ain't free time to be in the newsworthy. Folks be so weird. And she always in the chat. Girl, get your look. You trying to be nice. Y'all saying in the chat. Right. I agree, Nina. I mean, here's the deal. And this is my full circle moment with Simon. I do not feel like he's a victim. He's definitely not a victim. He's not a victim. I feel like they both played their part. In all honesty, Porsha wanted his money allegedly, and he wanted her for whatever he can get. Maybe looks, maybe a part of her, celebrityism. I don't know, but I do feel like they played each other. But I also feel like that it didn't go the way that Simon wanted it to go. But there's no way that you met somebody for 30 days and you want to marry them. Come on now. You're not a little kid. Simon is not a young man. I mean, you're in your 60s. When you marry her, you were in your 60s. So it's just like, he's definitely not a victim. He's not a victim at all. Girl, you do your smell. Don't, girl, get out of here. If you wasn't here for the whole video, I'm gonna let you say what you say. Um, you I don't care if you disappointed, girl, leave. If you want to know why I say she got a smelly crotch, because that's what they say online, okay? And I just said it because I wanted to. If you don't like it, leave. Leave. I said it because it's my channel and I wanted to. If you don't like it, bye, girl. 1,000 people say it stank. The whole Atlanta say it stank. Now you only got a problem if yours stank. Maybe y'all got the same problem. Right. Simon and Porsha used each other. Girl, exactly. Girl, and the thing about it, I be trying to be nice, but again, as I told y'all on YouTube, if I go into YouTube, even if I'm not trying to see people videos, their videos will pop up. So don't ask me what nobody did to me when I go to YouTube and I constantly see you talking about me. So I'm going to say what the fuck I want to say, especially for somebody who stank, okay? So one thing you're not going to be is a smelly coochie constantly bringing me up. Now, if you don't like it, you go over there because you're probably a miserable hoe just like her. Because listen, you gets into it with everybody. You talk about people that don't even know you. I was actually a person that actually would watch her channel, but then all of a sudden, now I'm being attacked. You smelly coochie. She got a smelly coochie. She miserable. Don't nobody like her. I said it. What you gonna do? Girl, get out of here. Please. How you expect somebody to be nice to you when you're not a nice person? You get into it with everybody. You make videos and say little crazy stuff. If you don't like it, I don't give a fuck. I said what I said. She stank. Okay. I remember someone interviewed Simon first wife. She said he was a social climber and left her for someone with more money. Oh, really? Girl, because I be trying to be nice, Kay. Like, I literally be trying to be nice. I was minding my business a couple of weeks ago. I go into YouTube, a video pops up of her. Don't be talking about that lady. Don't say her. She don't like me. I don't like her. I'm like, here she go again. So after I saw that video, it's all hats off, ho. Whenever I feel like saying something about you, I'ma say it because you do unprovoked stuff. Like people literally be minding their own business and here this hoe go. First of all, you ain't finna keep talking about me and saying something because I cannot wait to see Michelle. I cannot wait to see her. I can't wait to see her. This lady done had a restraining order against, what is it, Madison. She got into it with Funky. She got into it with the lady named Kim. She gets into it with people all the time. This is her personality. If y'all recall, as I said before, I was nice. And then all of a sudden, she's telling the whole internet I'm stealing her stuff. The lady is mental. I mean, Funky Dineva said it. She's mental. Something is mentally wrong with this lady. Like, so don't tell me what I'm saying because I'm gonna talk about the musty hoe whenever I feel like it. So if you don't like it, leave. Okay? I'm tired of being nice to people. And you smell you stink. How you gonna be talking about somebody and you stink? Girl, bye. I don't know what it is. Like it just be like it's to the point now where I just laugh at it because it's just like I can't be this old and not kind of understand like what is this lady's problem. Like it's just I think she really has some mental health issues because even in all honesty, it's not that I don't like her because I don't know her. I'm just like the bitch be being shady and she be saying stuff and I don't understand why, because I never met her before. You would think that I know her. Like I could not like a person that I've never met, but you're not going to continue to say little crazy shit and not think that I'm not going to say anything back. I mean, it's just like it gets to be, a wear out after a while. And the login that tells you everything you need to know. Girl, listen. Let me tell you. I I'll never forget. It's been a little bit over 2 years ago. I started watching YouTube about 3 years ago, y'all. My kids used to watch it. I never watch YouTube. So I happen to log in. I get Michelle's video, okay? So what she does is she pulls her audience in with these sad lie stories. I was one of them because I don't think I had ever subscribed, or maybe I did. But the first thing I saw, I was like, this lady, she talking about how this, this gay man had, did all these things. So I was like, oh, so I started watching. Baby, you done told that story 10,000 times. Like, it's old. Leave it alone. Like, leave it alone. We done all did some shit in our past that we probably, you know, wish that we hadn't, but you still talking about it. And, Funky did a video, and what he said was, the real issue with you is you're mad because I am not in a position that you left me in. Because sometimes we go through stuff, but people get angry when you pass them up. And that's the real issue, because from what I understand, you taught him how to do blogging, if I'm correct, but now he surpassed you and you still talking about the same old shit. Like, why are you still talking about that story? And I had to realize, I'm like, this girl is always talking about the same bullshit. And I stopped watching. And then all of a sudden, telling the people I'm stealing her stuff. I still have yet to know what this lady is talking about. But like I said, I'm not going to be nice. I'm just gonna say what I want to say about the hoe, because like I said, I was minding my own business and she talking about me. I'm just like, damn, what the hell happened? So it's just like, oh, okay. All right then. What y'all? Right. That's what I'm saying. And I was trying to be nice, but I'm just like, it ain't me, girl. You gets into it with people. I also remember this was about 3 years ago. I had watched a YouTuber. I think it was 𝐼𝐸 Wiggins. I was watching him, and this is like before I started doing YouTube. And I'll never forget, was talking to Nene Leakes or something. And he came on, and somehow he was talking to Nene, and Nene somehow got off. And then he came on and he was like, Michelle had told her to get off. So the lady, she got some problems. I mean, you do. This is what you got to understand. When it's you that constantly gets into it with people, it ain't them, it's you. It's not the people, it's you, because you are the common denominator in each and every situation. And she reminds me of a person who was picked on a lot when they were younger. Um, I don't believe people liked her a lot. When I go and look at videos, I saw a video where somebody was saying I think it was Kaya or something. I guess they were hanging out or something, but she said she kept coming down there as if, I guess, she wanted to be friends with them and they didn't like her. So I think it's hard for her to meet people, or especially when it comes to women, because when I look at the people she be with, I mean, I like the gays too, but she don't have any female friends. I mean, you don't have any female friends. So, I pray for the lady. I hope that everything work out. But ho, you is not finna keep talking shit about me. Okay. We done with that. So with that said, I'ma say something whenever the fuck I get ready, because you say unprovoked stuff, people minding their own business, and it's okay for you to say stuff. But girl, please, you can go to hell. Right. Right. That's what I'm saying. It's just, so I don't come on my motherfucking channel saying why you said this, because I'm gonna say what I want to say about her whenever the fuck I want to, because I'm minding my business. She just say whatever. So I think she says stuff to get views. I don't know, but I'm just like, I don't even know what this lady be talking about. She constantly keeps saying I'm stealing her stuff, putting my logo on it. Girl, I don't know what she's talking about. But yeah. I'm just at this point, sometimes you just gotta cuss a bitch out. You got to. And I'm the one, because you is not. I thought about it. I said, you know what? I would, was trying to be nice, but bitch, how you gonna stink and be talking about somebody? Like, how you stink? And girl, everybody say it. So everybody could not be lying, right? Everybody, like, if you know, what's that dude named Oliver Twist. If you go look up Funky Dineva, actually, let me go find a video. Funky Dineva did a video years ago, and this is when he was hanging with Michelle, saying that she stank. Let me find that. So, girl, you do stink. Like, you ain't finna be. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. I can't I can't take nobody serious. Look at this.
This bitch coochie don't stuck up the body.
Y'all know who he was talking about. Now, I believe this was during the time that they was friends.
Ladies, let me tell you something. If you're not going to clean your coochie, you need to stay home or go home. And I don't care how you clean it.
Ladies, if you can't clean your coochie, you need to stay home. Now, you know it got to smell very bad when your friend that you hanging out with go and do a video about it, but they didn't even tell you about it. Probably embarrassed. So he did a video saying how bad you stank.
Whether you do a whole bath or full bath, whether you sat that bitch over a cup of water and jiggle it, whether you soak it in the tub, use a suka soaker or a goddamn baby wipe, you need to clean your coochie.
You need to clean your coochie. Now, this was just what your friend said. This was what your friend said.
I don't give a good goddamn. In 2016, and if you above the age of 16, there's no excuse for your coochie to smell like dried Gouda and grouper. Okay? Girl, we went out this weekend for my friend's birthday party, and this bitch coochie was so goddamn stank, I thought I had a porta potty on my damn back.
A porta potty? Y'all know a porta potty is dookie. So this is why I say I can't take you seriously when they say your coochie smell like that. Like that ain't. Listen, Linda.
I was walking around and I said, I know good and goddamn well this ain't one of these people with me smelling like this.
This ain't one of these people with me. So you hanging out and you ain't cleaning yourself, but yet you want to talk about everybody else.
You ever been around somebody they was so goddamn stank you got to fucking around and thinking it was you? Bitch, all day long I'm smelling under my arms. I'm like, okay, it ain't me. And I'm like, well, shit. Did I leave my clothes in the damn washer? Drying too long and they mildewed, they wasn't dry. I didn't know what the hell that smell was. So let me tell y'all something. When I finally realized what the fuck it was and moreover, who the fuck it was, I like to feel dead to the bar. No, God, honey, I want to know what kind of conversation is your coochie having with itself that them lips is bumping their gums together that goddamn hard that the smell penetrates your panties, your clothes, and permeate the room. I started to call this bitch Ray Fumigation, honey, because that pussy fumigated the fumes from her birth canal was so bad. Okay, she cleared out the whole damn room.
Y'all, I just had to play that because I'm just gonna say this. I ain't going back and forth with no hoe when there's videos out here saying you stink. And that ain't the first one. So I don't take you seriously. I'm going to laugh at you and I'm going to continue to roast you whenever I feel like it. And that's just that. Because, girl, please, like, have a seat. Have several seats. Have several seats, ma'am. Okay, listen, I'm old. I realized when I turned 50, I said, oh, I need to give me some different soap. So how is you running yourself around here stinking and you don't smell it? You be the first person to smell it. What is you saying? Listen, y'all. In all honesty, I am a nice person, but the thing that people forget about nice people is just as nice as they can be ugly too. Okay, they can be just as ugly as they are nice. Okay, what y'all saying in the chat? Maybe. Girl, listen, I can't do no kind of stank. Listen, let me tell you, I told you when I turned 50, I noticed bar soap, I was sticky. I was like, I feel sticky. So I had to change my soap. So listen, you need to take care of your hygiene, okay? I don't want any excuses, especially as a woman. Listen, there's no excuses. Now, if you can't maintain your puss, don't you ever say nothing about me. You said reoccurrent BV. Is that, you said BV? Is that, what's BV? If a person has it for years, it is recurrent BV. What's that? She got to be like 50. She old enough to know better, to not stink. I appreciate it. Some people said they had to throw away their chairs. Girl, shit. Yep, I can't. I'm done. She said some people said they had to throw away their chairs after she sat on it. Girl, let me tell you something, ma'am. So it's the booty and the coochie. Y'all, I'm done. Wait, no, 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 no. Girl, too old to be smelling like shit. Too old. I listen, didn't I just tell you that I noticed my soap? I like my skin to be sleek. If it's thick, I'm like, So I noticed my skin was sticky, and I'm like, I don't like the sticky. So I changed my soap. Now I wasn't stanky, I was sticky. I didn't like feeling like I was perspiring. So I said, okay, I'm gonna get me some new soap. But my thing is, instead of being so nasty and ugly, why don't you fix that? Like, why don't you fix that? Instead of being so nasty, so ugly, and so stinky, why don't you fix that? Because ain't no way in hell that I'm going to be running around funky. Okay. We going to fix that first. We're going to fix that. We're not going to be walking around smelling. We're not going to do that. She said some people said they had to throw their chair away. Girl, shut it up. Shut it up. That's too much. Okay, bacteria vaginosis. Yes, and that's what I said. But even with the bacteria vaginosis, because I looked it up, they have stuff for that. You just have to buy it. They have stuff for that. That's what I'm saying. You have to take care of your body. You have to take care of your body. Listen, you got to take care of your body. Yep, and your diet too, because I'm gonna tell y'all too about that. I started me a menu because a few weeks ago I don't know if I had mentioned to y'all, I kept going to the doctor. So I'm like, I don't feel good. And so I changed my diet. For one, I was drinking too much sugary drinks for one, and I was definitely eating too much sweet stuff. So once I took that out of my diet, when I tell y'all I feel so much better. Yes, your diet. And especially when you get older, you cannot be eating the same stuff. So I drink a lot more water. I had to change a lot of things, but yeah, that could be it. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because I be all into my body. Listen, I'm so weird when it comes to my body. When I eat certain stuff, I literally be smelling like when I use the bathroom, like, ooh, can I smell that? Have y'all ever ate asparagus? If you eat asparagus and like when you pee, you can literally smell the asparagus. You can like smell it in your pee, like it's that loud. But yeah, you gotta change your diet because listen, I ain't finna be funky. Now that's something I ain't finna be. One thing I'm not finna be is funky and dirty. I'm gonna be clean. Now that I'm gonna be. Yes, Miss Foodie. Yes, I'm telling you that asparagus, you eat you some asparagus and go to the bathroom. I promise you, it feel like you peeing out a whole asparagus. Lemon in your water is very good for you. Yes, I do that too. Sometime when I go, like I went out to eat today, y'all. It was terrible. I don't know why I wanted to go to Red Lobster, but it was absolutely nasty. And that's what I got. I got lemon water. So a lot of times when I go out, I don't drink like juice or soda. I'll get like lemon water. Yes. Yes, girl K. Asparagus, baby. If you got plans on hooking up with your man, just don't eat no asparagus because it smell just like asparagus. You pee, it smell like that down there. I'm telling you. But yes, I pay attention to smells. I be smelling myself. If I smell anything, nope, gotta take a bath. So, yep, yep, Boggs girl. So that's what I be trying to say with YouTube. Stuff just pop up. Like you don't literally have to be, looking for nobody's video. It'll just pop up. Exactly. Exactly. He never does. He never starts. But that one time, honey, he blew up because he was over it. What y'all saying? Y'all, I encourage everyone to do their Y'all, I would encourage everyone to do their first wash with the Gold Dial antibacterial soap. After that, use whatever petty soap you want. You know what I use? Wait, I'm finna show y'all what I use. I'm finna give me a second. I'm finna show y'all what I use. It's kind of expensive, but I like it. I'm about to show y'all what I switched to. I used to use Dove, but I use this. Can y'all see it? Can y'all see that? I use this. I love this stuff. So I wash up with this and I also put it in my I like to take baths, but if I take a bath or shower, I use this. I love this. This is so good. So I noticed this keeps me like super duper fresh. So I use that. I mean, I still buy soap, but I like to use this because I noticed like if I use this, I do not sweat at all. I thought using Dial in your special area was not good. So I use that stuff because I do not sweat. I noticed, as I got older, I sweat like a little bit more. But when I use what is it? Native or whatever, I don't sweat. I love this stuff. I buy this from at Sam's and I get like 2 for like $30. Huh. Interesting. Porsha denied dating Farouk on Breakfast Club. She literally said he was her tour guide for her and Phaedra. You see there? Y'all see what I'm saying? And that's why I was saying something didn't add up. Well, there you go. There you go. I like Dove. I'm a Dove girl, y'all. Thank you for the super chat. Jim, Jam, Sunny Love. Y'all be having some names for pH levels. Might be off too. Menopause sometimes gonna try the pineapple gummies. They're supposed to help. Yeah. And see, I look like I said, I don't look them. The doctors is tired of seeing me, child. Cause I'm like, look, I'm gonna go for everything. So what I've been told about menopause, so they say peri, but you're not in full until I think she said you have to have not had your cycle for 12 months. Okay. It has to be 12 consecutive months. So, of course, you got the peri in there. She may need you said hormone replacement. I don't know what that lady need. All I know. Oh, somebody say Jim Farouk. Look at y'all. Oh, come on in with the information. That's his name, Jim. Jim Farouk is so rich. How can he be tour guide and they're kissing? Okay. So that's his name, Jim. I don't know. Yeah, you said 1 year exactly. Yeah, she also said he's none. So that's his name, Jim Farouk. Okay. I don't know who he is. Oh, okay. Okay. I wouldn't go to Dr. Jackie and Simone to save my life. Yeah, I wouldn't go to them. I went to them actually. I tried them out. Actually, Dr. Simone, I think she's a really good doctor. I didn't really like Dr. Jackie. She's kind of like not very conversational. I didn't like Dr. Simone. We'd heard Farouk Corinne's take. I don't know what that means, Nina. Nina, where are you located? Where are you at, Nina? That's exactly what it is, Boggs girl. Jackie is like, I like Dr. Simone. I mean, I just, started going to somebody else. And actually, both of them are right in my area. They're both like right around the corner. I just felt like, with Dr. Jackie, I think her clientele is mostly celebrities, girl. So go on with the celebrities. So I want to go to places that I feel comfortable. Dr. Simone, I did like her better. She's more down to earth. Says she's judgmental. Ain't no way. Yes, she really is. I did, like I said, I like Dr. Simone. She's definitely more down to earth. You know what I noticed? Going to see Dr. Simone, it was like, kind of going to see like a girlfriend or something. Oh, you found the timestamp. Let me see if I can bring it up. Well, how recent though? Because she's been on a Breakfast Club a few times. Like which one? Which one? Can you put it in the chat? Which Breakfast Club interview? Let me see. Porsha Williams on the Breakfast Club. Porsha Williams on the Breakfast Club. Are you talking about the one for 3 months ago? Because that's I think you're talking about that. Let's see. I'm going to bring it up. 22:30. Let's see. Yep, that's it. Okay, let's see. Let's see.
True. So certain caliber of people. I do tend to attract a lot of opportunists. So yes, the people who probably are opportunists and who are in their own lane, doing their own thing, and don't want a part of anything I have going on, probably tend to skew away from trying to date me.
Right.
Which is the downside of being a reality star. But I just feel like at the end of the day, right now, I can't even think about that. Like, I can't even imagine me like being with someone else right now because I still have the energy of my husband around me.
Wow.
So when that's done, I think maybe the atmosphere will be like, her king is coming.
So do you have to get
Not an African, huh?
Not an African.
But wait,
You're not an African.
Just wait. No, I love African men.
I was gonna say because
I was just aware.
back in January.
I know, girl, she got that top girl. Somebody, girl.
There was a video of you and the Nigerian guy. I don't know how you say his name. Farouk.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not Bay?
No.
Was it Bay then?
No, so the culture in Nigeria, Nigeria is a great place. First of all, everybody should visit Nigeria. But when you are from outside of Nigeria and you come to Nigeria, it's best to have a host who is there, who knows everywhere you need to go. Buckhead cannot be safe sometimes. Places in Nigeria may not be as safe sometimes for women on their own. So when I took Phaedra, I had a host. He was our host. So yes, I knew at the end of the day when I saw it on vlogs, I was like, I can't help them thinking that because I am with him for breakfast. I'm going to be with him at dinners. We're going
Okay. And see, I missed that. So she said that he was just a host. She said Farouk is just the host. See, y'all be on it. So if Farouk was just the host, then why, in those messages that I received, it was trying to be led as if he was actually something else. But y'all see what I be saying? So yeah, those messages that she was sending, I just felt like she was trying to cover up something. And see, I didn't even realize that, and I probably watched that interview with Porsha. I probably just forgot about it. You said, I didn't see them kissing. However, I did notice him while they were in Lagos. Buckhead not safe. I used to live in Buckhead. I think she was just giving an example. I have no idea what the girl talking about. So Farouk was a host. Said AKA handler. Yeah, he was a host. So she said he was a host. So she was not there with him. There we go. She wasn't there with him. He was a host. So Farouk was definitely the host. Nigeria can be unsafe if you don't know your way around. Right. Absolutely. Right. Wait, he said, I'll be lying, right? Yes. Nigeria isn't exactly a tourist country. So Farouk was the host. Now, y'all remember them text messages? Now, in the text messages, from what I read, it seemed like what she was telling me is that Porsha was there with this guy, but I didn't realize that Porsha had did an interview and she said that that was the host. Now y'all see what I be saying is like people say one thing and then you start pulling all of this information out and it's like, well, wait a minute, because she never one time said that he was a host. She kind of indicated that Porsha was there with him and not the president's son. Right, exactly, Kay. She was alluding, exactly. That's the word that I'm missing. The text messages was alluding that it was Farouk and not the son. When clearly, and all I kept saying is it seemed like she wants me to believe this, and I don't understand why, but it was kind of making me think that okay, it seems like the information I received was probably correct because she keeps trying to deter me to believe that. Judy Farouk is no tour guide. Porsha has been in Nigeria so many times. She knows too many people. Farouk is so rich to be a tour. So Nina, you know who? So it's Judy Farouk. She said he's too rich to be a tour guide. Y'all know I can't even answer because I ain't never even been to Nigeria. Oh, wait a minute. What you saying? You said that's why she fell out with this Nigerian socialite. Y'all be knowing a lot. Who is that person? Because she stole Farouk from her. What? Farouk is someone else entirely from President's son. Y'all are okay. What y'all saying in the chat? Who is that? That's why she fell out with the Nigerian socialite because she stole Farouk. Oh my Lord. All right, so his name is, what is Farouk's name? Did y'all say his name is Jude? What is the man's name? What is his real name? What are y'all saying? If y'all know Farouk name, put it in the chat. So I'm gonna look it up. Okay, Farouk is someone else. Porsha never. Let me see if I can find something up on Farouk. Farouk. Y'all, I don't know the man. What is his whole name? Do y'all know? Because y'all keep saying he's rich. I don't know. If y'all know Farouk's real name, his full name, because I can't look him up because I don't know what his name is, only but Farouk, but y'all saying that Farouk is rich? Okay. Farouk, whatever. What y'all saying? Well, I wouldn't want to have a broke tour guide. Somebody said I wouldn't want to have a broke tour guide. I would guess she and Phaedra wanted to see the highlight. Well, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. Somebody, y'all saying that he's rich? I mean, I would imagine so. I mean, she said that he's friends with the president's son. So, I mean, if you think about it, why would the president's son be hanging around with a poor person? I mean, set himself up to get hurt. I mean, I don't probably think that he would be hanging around somebody that doesn't have anything. What y'all saying in the chat? Everything I see only says Farouk, no other name. Okay, so you said Farouk. Okay, so let me try that. How does he look? I typed Jim Farouk and he looks pasty. What? Somebody said you said he looks pasty. No, it's Farouk. Farouq. What are you eating? What are you what y'all bringing up? What y'all see? Oh, it is Jim Farouk. Somebody said he looks pasty. I mean, he dark. She said Google Farouk Porsha. Okay. Oh, okay. I was able to find it. Okay, when I Google, okay, I was able to find it. Let me see if I'm about to share it with y'all. Just give me a second. I'm about to share what I found. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna go to images. Okay, y'all, I'm about to share. Here we go. It's a lot of pictures out there. So here's a bunch of different pictures of him. I think this is one right here. Oh boy. So this is the picture that she sent me. Now that I'm thinking, look, y'all. Look what I found. Look. Oh, wait a minute. Let me reshare it. Dang it. Look what I found, y'all. I found the picture that she sent me. That's crazy. Look. Here's the video that she sent. Well, it looks like it. So that's him. No, he's not ugly. He's not ugly. I think a lot of these men are tricking on Porsha. Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what I was told. Somebody said running from Porsha. So that is him, which kind of took me to the picture that kind of like looks like that picture that the girl sent me. Yeah, he's not an ugly guy at all. Actually, that's a way better picture. Damn, he got a huge head though. No, you didn't say he got a huge head. And this is the granddaughter. Nina K. Sadly, they'll just, I mean, y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is. I mean, that's that life. But yeah, he's not a bad looking guy at all. Now that I'm, can really see a good upfront picture. And so this is another Rolls Royce. So I would imagine that's probably his car, which looks like it has this, it kind of looks like the one that she has in the inside, but I don't know because obviously I've never been in it, but looking like kind of some of the pictures kind of look alike. But yeah, he's not a bad looking guy at all. Not a bad looking guy. Not a bad looking guy at all. Has moved and engaged Nigeria. Okay, y'all, look at this. So somebody was saying that, you know, that he had money or something, but look, this is something else that I found too. It says, rumor is Porsha Williams has moved on from a strange. Now I remember this, y'all. That is so crazy. I remember seeing this, but I had totally wasn't even thinking about this. So again, when a person sent me this, I wasn't even thinking about this from a long time ago. So this is what they were saying, that she moved on. But again, she said on the Breakfast Club that this guy was simply just her tour guide. That's what she said. Yes, I remember it now, but I mean, that's not what I was talking about when the person called me. So I wasn't even thinking about that, but I had totally forgot about it. That's why I was saying Google search what. Oh, okay, Kay. Ah, okay, that you did say that. You sure did. You sure did. You sure did say that. Yes, ma'am, you did. That's what you were saying. Yep, you did say Google search. Yep, you did. And some of those pictures, let me just look though. Because one of them looked exactly like that offline. Well, no, actually, it's not that one. It's not that one. Nope, it's not that one. Okay, I get what you're saying. Nope, it's not. It did look like it, but it's not. And she was doing all of that while still legally married to Simon. So now this is what I was told. So the person that reached out to me said it was after she filed for the divorce. So I mean they just got divorced. So the whole time they were married, but the guy that reached out to me said it was after. So I don't know what's going on with the Nigerians, honey, but they know a lot of stuff about Porsha, maybe because of Simon, Simon by him being, from Nigeria, but seem like they got a lot of information. Somebody said, are they truly rich or scammers? I have no idea. I believe Porsha cheated on Simon during the marriage and vice versa. Yeah, I mean, it could very well happen, because they said that he was in Dubai a lot of the time. So who knows? But I feel like, I mean, when you marry somebody that you known for 30 days, I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know how that goes. You done marry somebody for 30 days. How the hell do you get to know somebody after 30 days? You don't. You don't know nobody after no damn 30 days. Entertainment reportedly marries. Ah, somebody found something. Wait a minute. Not that. Oh, wait a minute. Married Farouk Umar in private wedding. So you said Farouk is married? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. So you said Farouk is married to Toke. Let me see. So wait a minute. You're saying that he's married. I mean, if he is married, I wouldn't be surprised. It don't even really mean nothing. Because I mean, you know what they say about old Porsha. Entertainment to reported marries Farouk Umar. Farouk Umar? All right, y'all. I got to get off here because I think I got to take my son to work, y'all, because he got to go to work. So I'm going to drop him off. up the street. So I'll see y'all later. I be on here chit-chatting and losing track of time. So I'll see y'all later.
She don't miss nothing, got the scoop on lock. Spilling all the tea while it's still too hot. Lakeysha Keysha, queen of the plot. Hit that bell, cause the tea don't